Okay. Yeah. So no. Get rid of. So just do declaration for instance variable. Yeah. Don't assign value because we do the value assignment through constructor.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So far looks good. And then let's move on. Set x. Yeah. And where x. Yeah. And the distance. Hold on. A little bit of slower.
And I also wanted to ask about this after you're done.
The distance calculation is x1 minus x2 square and
right.
square root. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So I set it up this way, but I could, is there any way that I could make this function inside of the compare to, or does it have to have its own?
It has to have its own. That's okay. What we defined. Did I ask you to write the distance function?
No, it's just a compare to that uses
the compare to. Okay. And then it's not mandatory if I didn't ask. But if you have it available, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
This is perfectly fine. Yeah. I didn't see any issue.
All right.
And then.
So the distance just calculates, or it gives it the spot to calculate it within the compare to method. That way I don't have to implement it.
Yeah, you can do that. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then if it's less than 1, it returns 1. If it's greater than 1, it returns -1 and then 0. That way I
think about no.
I mean, it works.
Not the distance greater than 1 or less than 1. Here there is an issue. Can you screw up to your distance? You return the distance between these 2 points.
Yeah, I think it asked for the distance from the origin, not from another point.
Yeah. Bradley is right. Yeah. That's what the definition says. Yeah, you use distance to the coordinates or origin. Yeah, exactly.
So in the compare to, you just take the distance of one point, compare or do the distance from the origin to one point and the other point to the origin as well, and then compare those two distances, right?
Yeah, and then Will, your distance function is not correct. Yeah, it's not to. No, don't remove it. You don't need any parameter. The distance. No.
I think you just do like this dot x squared plus this dot y squared, and take the square root of that.
Yeah. So where can you get back?
It is comparing to the origin. It's choosing which one is further. Like, look at the output.
No.
Object.
No, Will, your distance itself calculation didn't meet the requirement. The requirement asks you to calculate the distance between a point to the.
Bradley, do you have your code for this?
I haven't done it yet, but just reading yours, that's what I would have done. Instead, just like drop the dx dy, and then your math square root. You could just return. Basically, you just need to measure distance. So you need to return like a double. Return the double of math dot square root this dot x squared, this dot y squared, or this dot x times this dot x plus this dot y. This dot y, if you don't want to use the power function.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to.
Is that right?
Your square root. You need to have x square, y square.
Okay.
Yeah, but for this, like.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just have to. I don't really understand what you guys are saying, so I'll just have to try and figure it out later.
I'll link up with you after if you don't want to do it now. But if you just inside the square root. Like go inside the square root and do this dot x times this dot x plus this dot y times this dot y.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
That's the magnitude.
Yeah, and then for this method, the distance method itself, you don't need the parameter. The parameter list, get it empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just calculate. So you just, you don't need to cross out the compare. You can keep it. Yeah, keep it. Okay, so now the question is, you compare to another point D, is it? Then this distance itself is for your point. And so you need to compare. So you need to this dot, you don't call, you call this the distance, the first line, the first red squiggly line.
Yeah.
If this dot distance D, get rid of the D. Yeah.
And then,
No.
you need the function brackets.
Yeah.
Yep.
And less than.
I think comparing it to the 1 is wrong. Shouldn't it
Yeah,
be
not to
compared
compare
to,
one. You need
I think
to
it's
call
d
D.
dot dist.
Yeah,
Yep.
very good, Bradley. Yeah, D dot. Yeah, exactly. It's a method.
Parentheses.
No. Will,
Yeah,
you forgot
I
something.
got it.
Yeah. But why it's complains that line, that if line? If I think there's some parenthesis error.
Yeah, I think so.
You needed there's some
I
grammar.
think you have an extra parentheses after this dot dist. There's an extra set of parentheses after the first part. No, not there. There.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Okay, now we got it. Does it make sense? You need to understand the compare to now. Does it make sense?
No, I'll go look at the logic later.
How
It's
about
fine.
you stop sharing a little, let me, do you want me to explain the reason behind it, or you think you all can take it?
So I understand we're doing math.square root. So we're doing the square root of x times x squared times y plus y squared, right?
Yeah.
Is that
so,
right, Bradley?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Will, can you draw a coordinate system? Can
Yeah.
you draw on the white part? Just squiggling a coordinate x, y. Yeah. Okay. Just show where is the orange. And no, origin. Yeah. And where is your, just assuming your point. This, yeah. X, y, just somewhere.
Yeah.
Just assuming it's somewhere. Yeah. Just over here. It's okay. Yeah. This is x, y. Where is the distance? So this distance give you what? The distance calculated between which 2 points on your drawing?
Between this one and this one.
Yeah, can you draw the line? Yes. Okay, that give you this. Okay, where can you draw D? Can you just point a D? When you have compared to, you have D, is it?
Oh,
when you
okay.
have
Sure.
Yeah, you have the D. Yeah, just put this. No, that is not a D. That is this. Can you write this there?
Yep.
Okay, and Bradley, you have any recommendation? I'm talking not to that. Can you just let him know? Yeah.
I mean, as far as like, are you trying to understand why it's that equation, Will? Is that what's going on?
I understand.
And I'm trying to explain the compare to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure it makes sense, bud?
Yes.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
the problem is
You
that
sound sad.
Yeah, Alex, please.
I think the problem is that in the assignment, the problem description, we have the sentence, then compare the 2 points and output the farther one away. Like it's confusing. It's not
Yeah,
the compare of the distance.
Because I was trying to compare one point to the other point
Exactly.
to decide which one was further away instead of comparing them both to the origin at once.
Yeah.
that make
Well,
So
it would be
here,
the same thing though. Like if you can, I mean, I'm not sure how you would figure out which one was farther away if you were using both points without a reference.
I mean, you can see my
So
output
you would
here,
need to
right?
establish some sort of other reference.
You can see my output here, right? That's what
Uh,
I ran before I shared my screen, and
oh,
like I gave
uh,
I
both
mean, the
points.
reference can be 0, 0, the beginning of the old coordinate.
yeah,
Like
that's
it's
what the
confusing.
reference point is 0, 0. Exactly, that's the origin of the coordinate system. Okay, so Bradley, oh, not Bradley, sorry. Will, can you draw? Can you just dot in point D further away from the origin? Yeah, yeah, over here, yeah, and D, yeah, and then draw a line between origin and D. No, orange and D. Yeah. Okay, that's the point. You see over here, which is this dot this, which is D dot this.
What?
Because
Which is
you,
this dot distance and which is D dot distance.
yeah,
This is this, and this is D.
yeah. So we the dot distance method. So you compare these two distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now do you understand the compare to method?
Yeah, I understand that you were comparing them. I was just trying to understand why we were using this, but if you're saying that's the distance formula, then that's fine.
Yeah, that's a distance formula.
It
Yeah,
is,
please.
I can explain. So it is the formula because the formula is this dot x minus, for example, object dot x. And in our case, object dot x is 0. So this is this dot x multiplied by this dot x
Oh, okay,
minus
that
0.
makes sense because it's
Yeah.
compared to the
It's
origin.
confusing,
There
man.
is no subtraction between y2
Right.
minus y1 because y2 is 0.
Yep.
Yes.
And the reason you want to use a common point such as the origin is because, I mean, I'm not sure how you would compare the two just floating around freely in space.
Yeah.
You need to establish some sort of reference point. And that's what 0, 0 does for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it should have been explained in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know how this worked then, but if this is what's more accepted, then I can do that. That's no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, that's the way we are supposed to do.
Now,
Okay.
how do I get rid of this?
Yeah, and do you have the eraser? Yeah. Okay, let's scroll down your code.
Yeah, 1 sec.
Okay,
All
the
right.
clone method. Okay, clone, you create a Cartesian point. Very good. Then you assign that to it, then you return. Yeah, that's a deep copy. So remember, we need to do deep copy, okay? We need to do deep copy. And also this case, because both private instance variable x, y are primitive data type, so it's fine. But just think about it. If your instance variable, one of your instance variable is an array, what you are supposed to do? Think it further. If I ask your clone method need to do deep copy.
Are you asking me?
Just for the whole class.
Oh.
You need to think about it. Okay.
Well, in order to do a deep copy, you have to create a new object to copy to.
Yeah.
Right? Rather than, yeah.
Okay. So assuming here within the Cartesian point, you have a third instance variable. The third instance variable, suppose it's an array. And then I want you to complete this clone method as a deep copy. Then how are you going to deal with that third instance variable? How did you do the copy? Can you just do copy this data that array, assign it to object clone data array, That's my question. Okay, so think about it. Everybody got it? Did everybody got the question?
Yeah, you're just talking
Yeah.
about the different ways to ensure that you're doing a deep copy rather than a shallow copy
Exactly.
that's going to get overridden.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay.
So in this case, we're doing a deep copy because when we're making a copy of, and you can see the logic over here, but you can see so when it compares the distance and you do your compare to, you get if this one's closer, it's going to do the clone of point 1, and it's going to
Yeah.
clone that one and assign it to point 3.
Yeah.
And it's a deep copy because point 3 is a new object that has
Yeah.
its own assignment rather than an object that's being copied over, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
But here, I'll zoom in here.
Yeah.
So then, as it says, it just says you're supposed to do 2 with the explicit constructor and then print those out, and then initiate or do the compare to method,
Yeah.
which gives you your values that you need to
Yeah.
decide which one you're going to copy. So then you have your third point that is created through cloning the further point. So.
So my other question, when you declare a Cartesian point, point 3, do you really need to do equal new Cartesian point here? Anyone has any recommendation here?
No, he can do right away, like Cartesian point 3 equals to point 1 dot clone.
Okay, so what you're saying is I can just down here. And then get rid of this. Okay, sweet.
Same here.
Then here is a very good point. Okay, you have a squiggly line. Anyone knows why this squiggly line, point 3? Very good demonstration. See the compile arrow.
They were
Why
defined in the if and else, so like they can only exist in the if and else. And since that system.out.println is out of the if else, it doesn't actually work.
Very good, very good. Okay, this is called what? Variable scope. So, yeah, okay. Okay, so my question, so will you solve the problem? But if I just want you to write, because whenever we write code, we want to write efficient code. Then I don't want you to write 2 system.out.println. I just want to have that single one. Yeah, I still want you to have point 3 there. Then how do you solve this problem? Pardon me?
Just declare it outside, right?
Very good. Yeah.
Like Cartesian point 3, delete both the you'll have to separate the declaration and assignment line.
Yes.
So your second line in each if-else statement, just delete the Cartesian point part, the part where, yeah, that.
Delete that?
And before, yep, delete that. Leave the rest of the line though. And then, well, you can just straight copy. Well, I was gonna say copy that line and just write Cartesian point 3 on the outside. Don't copy the whole thing. Kind of like in the member part where you just established an integer or a double as
so
X.
you're saying put it up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, put Cartesian point and point 3.
Yep.
And then the semicolon.
Terminate or you might have to do new. Do you have, well?
No, you don't need to do new. Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Okay, hold on a little bit. Okay, we need to get this concept clear. And everyone, please remember.
So this is basically what I did have, just instead of declaring it. So originally I had it declared up here. That way it would still work down here. But instead of creating a new one, I'm just referencing it, or can you explain that? Or
you create the new one outside, right?
Yes, I create this one here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the problem, it says that the point 3 was not declared before, which is technically weird for me because we have if-else statement. So in all cases, we are gonna have it declared, but I guess compiler doesn't like it. So you have to declare it before the if statement goes in, something like
It's because Java's weird.
No. Okay. No, that's not Java. Okay. All
Just
language.
teasing.
Okay.
Sorry.
So here it's regarding a concept. We call it variables scope. So Will, can you write it on the white part?
Yes, yes, I can.
Variable scope. Keep that in mind. Okay. Very important concept. Variable scope. Yeah. Okay. So point 3, it's just a variable. So now its scope is within main function. Is in main function. Exactly. In main. Very good. Very good. You got it. Okay. The previous one, you have the squiggly red line. That point 3 variable is very good. Yeah, it's only within that parenthesis.
Sorry,
So that's why, yeah, that's why over here, when you try to access, it's out of scope. So you cannot access. Okay. Variable also has a very important thing when you declare its scope. Be very careful. Okay. Variable scope. Okay. And why I ask you to get rid of point 3 equals new Cartesian point? Anyone know the reason? Why I said you, because previously, initially you have Cartesian point 3 equals new, even though there's nothing wrong, but that's not a good programming practice.
Is it because it's not new, because it's a clone of something that already exists?
That's not the major reason I ask you to get rid of the new.
Oh, it's
think
because
it's
of the
just
memory
extra.
thing. Basically, once you do new and Cartesian point, it goes, I don't know if it's the stack or the heap, but it goes into the big memory thing.
Yeah.
And
The heap, yeah.
yeah, and then you have wasted space, I think, because once you assign 0.3 equals 0.1 clone, then it puts the 0.1 clone stuff and then points to the new memory location. Is that right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you create in heap, you call new Cartesian point. You ask for a storage room, basically. Is it? You ask for a storage room, but
So
then
you
you
just
never
ask for
use
it
it.
twice. Yeah.
But then
So I'm
you just
asking,
kind of dump it. And
So-
then you make your point, you go to another storage room. Then
I
why you
gotcha.
bother spend the money to rent at the first place?
Right.
I'm
The
So I'm
first
learning
storage room.
I'm still making a new object, but I'm assigning its memory location to a place that already exists rather than creating a new place for no reason.
Yeah. So
Yes.
if you call
Okay.
clone, yeah. So this is just for efficiency. Okay. Whenever you in the future when you go to professional world, every single line you need to think about it. Especially if you're cybersecurity, then you also need to think about if there is any security issue. Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Okay. Uh-oh. What's the problem here? Because that is wrong.
What?
I know we're already past 10:50,
Oh.
but I had a unrelated to class
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Please.
So next semester, it says you're teaching CS3.
Yeah.
So is it going to be delivered in a format similar to like what we're doing right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a webinar class, so it has a designated time, but I will record it if you have any class
I have
scheduled.
a question. So about that, yeah, same related question.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
are we going
because
to have?
oh, go ahead.
So are we going to have also everyday lectures, or are we going to have only on those?
Oh no,
Like-
no, only because that's 3 credit hour class, so it's only meet 3 times a week.
Because this one sometimes we meet 5 times, and it's 4 credit hours.
4 credit, That's, you remember, I volunteer to add 1 hour. That's not my duty, is it? I just myself add that 1 hour, unpaid 1 hour, volunteer,
Okay, got you. Thank you.
volunteer work. Yeah.
Go
If
ahead,
you,
Bradley.
you all don't like, I can cancel that. Okay, that's not a mandate.
No.
Basically, my question was if you thought I could do it because I have a class that conflicts 100%,
Yeah.
and it's mandatory for me to graduate.
Uh-huh.
But
Then anyway, I
CS3
will
won't
record
be.
it, Bradley. So if
Yeah.
you want to take
Okay.
it, you just watch the video. And if you have any other question not too clear, you can come to my office hour.
Yeah, I could bug Alex and Will probably too.
Yeah.
Will is not
But
going
Yeah,
to
you
take
can
it because
also
he's
check
Will's
with
C1.
not taking
Alex.
it. Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. But I don't actually need CS3, but I really wanted to take it, especially since I need to fill up 6 hours, so I'm trying
Yeah.
to find.
I
classes.
strongly recommend, after you get CS3 done, I also recommend you guys can take a Java certification. Get a Java certification that will help you tremendously when you look for job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all of
Um,
them, so
Go
all of them
ahead.
gonna be delivered in like this format.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can expect the test to be similar to this
Yeah.
question that we've been covering this
Yeah.
lab.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as I don't brain fart on the distance formula, then I should be all right.
Yeah, exactly. This should work.
All right, cool. I
Mhm.
appreciate
You
all your
didn't-
help.
You didn't technically have the distance formula wrong, Will, just the wrong reference point. That's all. So don't beat yourself up, man.
All right,
Oh,
man,
did he take
you're
off
smart.
already? He already quit.
I'm here. Who quit?
Oh, never mind. I thought
I'm
Will
gonna
left.
quit. See you guys.
No.
I'll see y'all in a few hours, I guess. But yeah, no, you
Alright.
had everything right. Just wrong reference point. That's all, Will.
I gotcha. All right, sounds good. I appreciate
Have a
you
great day,
guys.
Dr. Lou.
Yeah, see you.
Adios. Same time tomorrow.
Any other question or?
Nope, I'll do the lab and the homework tonight, and I'm sure I'll
Oh.
have plenty of questions.
Okay, very
Tomorrow.
good. Then see you tomorrow. Do we all want to continue or I just stop recording?